And now last but not least, Mrs. Claudia Gilia, professor of the Faculty of Law and Administrative Science at the Valahia University from Târgoviște, Romania, and also member of Romanian Parliament. Okay, you have the floor.
Bună ziua! Domnule ministru, doamnă secretar de stat, domnule vicepreședinte al Autorității Electorale Permanente, onorată asistență. I will speak in English. My paper is about the evolution of the women political rights. It's a comparative study, Spain and Romania. I have to tell you, I'm not a feminist, but I am for equal opportunity for men and women to occupy dignities. I will start with the evolution of the women's political rights in Spain. The fight for the recognition of women's rights arose in Spain in the last decade of the 19th century. Among the pioneers of the fight for human rights, we need to mention few women very important: Concepción Arenal, Emilia Pardo Bazán, and Rosalia de Castro, who advocate to change of women's legal status and their right to education. In April 1924, Miguel I de Rivera gave women the right to vote in municipal assembly by approving the municipal statute in 1924, even if this regulation has never enforced it. This document contains certain prohibition. True, neither a married woman nor a prostitute could take part in political life. The Second Republic recognized women's right to be elected to Congress. In the Article 36 of the 1931 Constitution states that the citizen of one sex or another, age 23, have the same electoral right under the law. The first Republican cards in June 1901, two women were mandated. It was Clara Campoamor from the Radical Party and Victoria Kent from the Socialist Party. Subsequently, Margarita Nelken from the Socialist Party got a mandate. Women's situation began to change significantly only in the 60s and the 70s due to substantial social, economic, and cultural transformation. On the 1960, the law on the women political, professional, and labor rights was adopted. Since the first democratic election of 1977, feminist movements have mobilized and turned their attention toward the political party, mainly towards left-wing political party, and this one, in their turn, respond as they are interested in attracting women votes. In the first election, only 27 women were elected. It was considered an important step in representing women in the legislation forum. The next step in the evolution of women's rights was the adoption of the 1978 Constitution, which, by means of this regulation, improved significantly the principle of gender equality. In the Article 9, paragraph 2, provide, it is incumbent upon of the public authority to promote conditions which ensure that was freedom and equality of the individual and the group to which they belong may be a real and effective to remove the obstacle which prevent or hinder their full enjoyment and to facilitate the participation of the all citizens in political, economic, cultural, and social life. The Article 14 provides an effective manner. Spaniards are equal before the law and may not in any way be discriminated against on account of birth, race, sex, religion, opinion, or any other personal or social condition or circumstance. Sorry. A defining moment in the battle for the recognition of human rights was the creation in 1983 of the Institute of Women, Instituto de la Mujer, a leading body in the Spanish administration, where the fundamental role was to create public policy for the elimination of all forms of discrimination against women through Women's Equal Opportunities Plan. The current regulatory framework governing the parliamentary election in Spain is ruled by the Constitution, by the Organic Law number 5, regarding the general electoral regime, Organic Law number 3, concerning the effective gender equality. My purpose is about the election on the General Cortes in Spain. The Cortes General represent the Spanish people. I'm sorry, The Cortes General represent the Spanish people and consists of the two chambers, Congress of Deputy and Senate. Congress consists of a minimum of 300 and maximum of 400 deputies elected by universal, free, equal, direct, and secret vote under the term established by the law. The electoral district is a province. The city of Ceuta and Melilla shall each be represented by one deputy. The total number of deputies shall be distributed in accordance with the law, with each electoral district begin assign a minimum initial representation on, and the remainder begin distribute in the proportion to the population. The Congress is elected for 4 years. All Spaniards who are entitled to the full exercise of their political rights are electors and eligible for election. The law shall recognize and the state shall facilitate the exercise of the right to vote of Spaniards who are outside Spanish territory. I did it again. I'm sorry. The parties, federation, coalition, and political groups will designate under the law the people who will represent them with the electoral assembly. I'm sorry. The candidate proposed in the election must be balanced between men. Between men and women. Sorry? The law established that at least 40% of the members on the list should be men or women. In the election for the Legislative Assembly of the Autonomous Communities, the laws governing the electoral matters may lay down rules to promote a better representation of women on the list of candidates in the respective community legislation election. Also, the Article 14 to the law number 3 on equality between women and men provide there should be an equal participation of women and men in relation to the electoral candidacy and decision-making process. Now you see in this picture the woman representation in the Congress of Deputies before the Constituent Assembly for the first election in Spain. Because I'm not very good with the numbers, I will speak in Romanian. După cum puteți observa, cifrele, mandatele pe care le-au deținut femeile de-a lungul celor 12 legislaturi în Congresul Deputaților din Spania au crescut de-a lungul timpului și, așa cum putem observa, cel mai mare număr de reprezentante îl regăsim chiar în legislatura actuală 2016, care a început în anul 2016. 41,14%. Deci, cum putem observa, a existat și în funcție de legislația care a guvernat alegerile în diferitele perioade, o îmbunătățire a participării, dar și a obținerii mandatelor de către femei. Trebuie să recunoaștem că legea adoptată în 2007 a reprezentat un punct de cotitură în evoluția și în reprezentarea femeilor în Congresul Deputaților din Spania. Se poate observa foarte ușor că procentele cresc substanțial începând cu anul 2007. A few words about the Spanish Senate. The Senate is a house of territorial representation. In each province, four senators should be elected by the voters, therefore by the universal, free, equal, direct, and secret vote under the term established by the organic law. It's important to know in this island province, each island or group of island with the Cabildo or Island Council shall constitute an electoral district for the purpose of electing senators, of whom they shall free for each of their larger island, like Gran Canaria, Mallorca, and Tenerife, and one for each of the following island or group of island: Ibiza, Formentara, Menorca, Fuerteventura, Gomera, Hierro, Lanzarote, and La Palma. The city of Ceuta and Melilla shall each elect 2 senators. The senators are elected for 4 years. 2 systems are used to elect the Senate members. 208 senators are directly elected in the 52 plurinominal constituency through the limited vote system, in which every voter does not vote a list of candidates, but a maximum of 3 candidates. The other senators are indirectly elected, namely they are appointed by the Legislative Assembly of the Autonomous Community, as previously mentioned. The right to submit candidature is reserved to the following entity: political party and federation registered in the electoral register, alliance which established at the time of the election, electoral groups. Aaron Liebhardt characterized the Spanish Senate as being incongruent for 3 reasons. The continental provinces are equally represented. The majority of senators are elected through the semi-proportional limited system, in the contrast to the ARP method, which is used to elect the first chamber. Nearly a fifth of the senators are elected by the legislator of the autonomous regions. Now we'll see the representation of women. You can see the same numbers in the the last legislator. You can see the numbers of the seat held by the woman. Now I will pass over this, go to the conclusion. Some conclusion about the Spanish women representation. Although the important steps have been taken in Spanish legislation and political life not only to effectively implement the principle of equal opportunities between women and men, but also in terms of the larger representation of women in the Spanish parliament, where it's always room for the improvement of these two aspects. Therefore, with regard to women's rights in Spain, particularly of their political rights, we can conclude that the feminist movement in Spain has been the main driver of getting their rights. If the first battle was given to obtain the right to vote, today we are talking about the right to a gender parity representation. We talk about parity democracy. Women associating in the different non-governmental structure through which women can fight for their rights has been and remains a fundamental and imprescriptible mean for the battles that are already given and for the battles to come. The state must both assume the fact that women are half the population of Spain and act accordingly. A democracy that does not act on the fair basis is not a genuine democracy. The parity democracy is a necessary mechanism to effectively achieve a real gender equality. Spain, however, remains a model of women effective representation in political bodies. Some words about the Romanian evolution of women's rights. The issue given the women's right to vote was brought to attention of the public opinion by women associations and leagues of the interwar period. In 1856, Adela Xenopol pleaded for women's status and women's participation in the political and state life. Adela Xenopol founded the Dokia magazine. The Dokia magazine has become a true battleground for training and promoting women in the most diverse area of social, political, and cultural activity. In 1914, Adela Xenopol submitted to the Assembly of Deputies a petition for the revision of the Constitution, requesting the right to vote for writers, for teachers, and teachers. Between 1918 and 1923, the activities of the feminist movement in Romania increased compared to the period before the First World War. A special exponent of the feminist group was Calypso Botez. Calypso was a founder of the Association of the Civil and Political Emancipation of Romanian Women. By the voice of feminists, the issue of women's right to vote was a subject of debate in the parliament. Romanian feminists has to fight with the prejudice and with the male camp, the claim the electoral right should be one reserved exclusively for men. The political rights of women are laid down for the first time in the 1923 Constitution. Special law voted by the 2/3 majority will determine the condition under which women may exercise political rights. The electoral law adopted in 1926 does not clarify the right of women to elect and forbid their right to be elected in the parliament. For the first time in the history of Romania, women were only allowed to vote in 1938, as stipulated in the Constitution. Electoral law gave the right to vote to card readers from the age of 30, and the most women did not have education, but had a very small number of ladies in the high society. Immediately after the establishment of the Carlist dictatorship, the implementation of the right to vote won by feminists became impossible to put in practice. In the article of the 1940 Constitution, that all citizens, regardless of gender, nationality, race, religion, degrees of culture, profession, including military, magistrate, and civil servant, have the right to vote and to be elected in the whole body of the state. All citizens who have reached the age of 18 and the right to be elected are those who have reached the age of 23. In the Article 21 provide, women have equal rights with men in all areas of state, economic, social, cultural, political, and private life. An extremely important statement is that the equal work the woman has a right to pay equal to the man. The consolidation of the communist regime in Romania required concerned effort to promote women and settle in the forefront according to the Soviet model. Now you see some article of the Constitution of the 1952 who stipulates the woman in the People's Republic of Romania has equal right to win the men in all areas of economic, political, state, and cultural life. Also, in Constitution on 1965, citizens of the Socialist Republic of Romania, irrespective of nationality, race, sex, or religion, are equal in right in all areas of economic, political, legal, social, and cultural life. The portrait of the woman in communism is the heroine, bringing together fantastic power of the devoted mother, a zealous worker, and fierce values in the name of socialism. In the Constitution after the revolution, the citizens are equal before the law, and the public authorities without the privileges and without discrimination. No one is above the law. Public, civil, or military functions and dignities may be occupied by the person having only the Romanian citizenship and domicile in the country. The Constitution of Romania was amended and completed by the law in 2003 on the revision of the Constitution, and stipulate the Romanian state should guarantee equal opportunity for men and women to occupy such position and dignities. Some figures. Now you see, acum puteți vedea, because I have the problem with the numbers, Puteți vedea reprezentarea, o evoluție a mandatelor obținute de către femei în România, de la primele alegeri libere și democratice după Revoluția din 1989. Și cred că puteți observa că există o diferență între cifrele pe care vi le-am prezentat la Spania și cifrele pe care le aveți în față. Procentele sunt extrem de mici, numărul femeilor reprezentate în Parlamentul României fiind foarte mic. La momentul actual, aveți în legislatura 2016 până în prezent, din totalul de 506 membri ai Parlamentului României, doar 88 de femei dețin un mandat în cele două camere, deci un procent de 17,39%, deci un procent care cred că cu greu se poate compara cu 41% cât există în sistemul spaniol. Because I know you're tired, you have a very difficult day. Some conclusions. Let's see in the table. Unfortunately, the right representation of women in parliament in Romania, as well in another local public elected authority, remains a challenge. The factors which determine a low representation are varied. A legislation framework that doesn't firmly regulate and balance gender representation. Candidate selection by political parties is not based on professionalism, although the party leaders claim they require as the main selection criteria in their political rhetoric. Women are rather focused on the professional career than on political one. A small number of women in leading positions with the elective structures. Misogyny across Romanian society. The lack, I say, the lack of culture that promote equal opportunity and fair treatment in Romania. And last but not least, the way politics in Romania system is done, where our decision is usually made in close circle, mainly only, without a previous debate with all members. In order for women to have the best representation with the elective structure, wherever in the parliament or local public administration, the election legislation needs to be reformed in due time so the elector and political party could prepare himself for the election to come by introducing the zipper system, mandating political party to alternate female and male candidate on the candidate list. We also consider it is necessary to teach and promote, not only to claim the principle of equal opportunity and fair treatment. Authorities in charge must put into practice this principle, not just to conduct study and organize roundtable in order to drown the conclusion women are underrepresented. In December, in the Romanian Parliament, the law regarding the financing of the activity of political party and the electoral campaign was amended and has the party who put on his list much women, I told you, for the political parties that promote women on the electoral list, on eligible place, the amount allocated from the state budget will be increased twice in proportion to number of mandates obtained on the election of women candidate. On the other hand, political parties should leave behind political rhetoric and get to implement the action designed to give women the opportunity to run for office in same condition as men, and honest internal competition inside the parties could be a solution. Thank you.